So this is where Ernest Hemingway used to come and have his camp when he used to hunt in this area, over there by those trees. But look at that, eland, wildebeest, impala, oryx, hartebeest, and grunts.
I first started coming to Tanzania almost 25 years ago, and I fell in love with the place because the wildlife resources in Tanzania, quite frankly, are the best of Africa. You've got amazing numbers of parks, of wild reserves, and huntable ground, and it's an area full of some of the best animals, frankly, in all of Africa.
This is a land of magic, where the voices of Hemingway and Roosevelt echo across the Serengeti. And the abundance of wild game and the thrill of adventure calls to hunters today, just as it did from those first days of safari. Today, a PH in Africa needs to know how to find the best animals, and hunters need to know how to find the best PH, which is why Steve Hicks and I chose to hunt with Harpreet Brar, an experienced guide with access to hunting grounds that rival anything you can find on the planet. This is a land of magic, where the abundance of wild game and the thrill of adventure calls to hunters today, just as it did from the first days of safari.
Hassan,
Good to see you, buddy.
Good seeing you, man. My company, Rungwa Game Safaris, I started it with a vision to be different than other companies. We're not the biggest company, but in our vision, we're striving to be the best. We've got 3 different regions in Tanzania, that different species, and we basically have concessions in all 3 of them. So we can offer a client coming to Tanzania all the species that are available here.
Among Tanzania's many game species, Steve had zebra on his wish list. Tanzania is home to an abundant population of zebra, and it didn't take Harpreet long to get us within range of a beautiful stallion.
And we found this nice big male at about 50 yards and put Steve up on the sticks. And he took a great shot, and our zebra was down.
Well done. Wanna?
that was
He
different.
does a big, like somersault. That's awesome.
That was kind of fun, actually. They don't get too far away, that's for sure. I don't think he was 50 yards away. It's a beautiful animal, though.
The difference here is, that the southern zebras have got that mid-stripe, so they're black, white, and brown in the middle, and these zebra are just they're gorgeous. Their hides are gorgeous. They're beautiful trophies.
With one animal in the salt, it was my turn to get behind the Winchester. When hunting in a land rich with so many species of game, you need to be ready to play dealer's choice. And on day 2, well, Lady Luck dealt me the card I was hoping for.
We just spotted some oryx out here. These are the Fringe-eared oryx. Never taken one before. They're only kind of found in this part of Africa. They're gonna try to get on right now.
I've taken a lot of oryx in Africa, the gemsbuck down south and in Namibia and South Africa and elsewhere, but the fringe-eared oryx is just different enough.
Now he's heading right, behind the other 2. He's still walking. Now he stops.
It's slightly smaller. Instead of white on the face, white and black, it's sort of a tan and black kind of configuration. The horns are a little bit shorter.
He's walking up the hill in the middle. So from the front, 1, 2, 3, 5th one from the front.
Let's wait.
Like you said, it's still early, it's only day 2.
So they're similar to the gemsbuck of the South, but different still. And so I wanted to get one they're really only found up in this neck of the woods. And when you've got a great population of them, chances of getting a decent one when you've got a lot to choose from is pretty good.
Here, just get ready, and then there they go.
In the distance, we could see a small group of oryx, 2 or 3. It wasn't a lot.
That's a female.
And they were kind of moving out into an open plain. We were still in the trees.
How far is that?
It's 220. Let's go closer, that's far. Come.
And we just sort of worked our way in, got set up, and waited for this one bull to come in. And
You feel good?
Is that a shooter?
Yeah.
And as fate would have it, this bull came in. He set up perfectly at 150, 160 yards, broadside, and
Good shot, man.
I
Good.
think that'll do it.
Good job. Good shot.
Quick shot, high shoulder shot. He just dropped to the shot, and it was fantastic.
Good job, man.
Thanks, buddy.
Good shot. Excellent
That
shot.
was fun. Fantastic. Good spot, bud. You got some game eyes, I'll tell you what. I mean, these are really different than the gemsbuck of Namibia and Southern Africa, aren't they? Look at the color difference. I mean, that's a striking difference in color.
They're beautiful, and then also the ears.
Yeah, the
The
fringe-eared.
fringes.
That's where they get it. But look at that. I mean, very different. Well done, my man.
Congrats again, and good shooting, man.
Thank you. That was a lot of fun. That Winchester did its job, didn't it?
Yep.
Whack. And it's always nice to come to a place that's got different critters, get on them, have a new experience, and add those to your memory bank.
The bar is raised high at Rungwa Safaris, and their attention to detail goes far beyond the quality of animals found in the bush. The accommodations are simply extraordinary, and the food, well, the food alone is almost worth the trip.
What kind of steak is this?
Elan.
Hard to beat Elan.
You see, I try to please you, Chris.
I tell you, man, you just keep trying.
See, we have French press in the bush.
I tell you what.
That's not bad.
Thank you, sir. Cheers.
Back one.
So you've been in Tanzania hunting for how long now?
Since '97.
97. Wow. I first hunted with Harpreet several years ago on a lesser kudu hunt. Ready?
Good shot, man.
Smackdown, huh?
Good
Look
job.
at that. Just stunning, aren't they? Holy criminy. Beautiful. Lesser kudu, which Mr. Hicks has on the menu. That's such a cool animal.
Well, a lot of people are surprised about how small they are.
Yeah.
You know, they're a kudu. You'd expect them to be like a
Right.
kudu size, but they're more like an impala size.
Yeah. It's the ultimate in ground shrinkage in a good way.
Yeah. We had, numerous opportunities, and we were driving in the middle of the day in an area where there shouldn't be any lesser kudu, and suddenly in the open, there was Steve's lesser kudu standing broadside.
Steve, that looked like a really good lesser kudu. All right. Are you chambered? Yeah, I'm good.
And that was kind of a nice reward, because we put in our time, we worked hard, and we weren't getting lucky, and suddenly here it is in the middle of the open plains. And
Come, I got it. Okay, take your time. He's a good one. Shooter? Yeah, okay. Take him. Ready?
good shot, man. Good. Good job.
Way to go,
Finally
man.
got him, man. It was about 80 yards, and Steve made an excellent shot. And there it was. Our lesser kudu was down. What a beautiful one. Look at that.
Aren't they just gorgeous?
Oh, man. Thank you.
See how deep he is.
Good spot.
And the thickness here.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Way to go, buddy.
Thank you.
God, he's gorgeous. Look at that. Aren't they amazing?
Steve's kudu was a very nice bull. I mean, it had thick horns, it was long, it was everything you'd want in a big lesser kudu.
Isn't that beautiful?
God, he is gorgeous.
I was excited to get that trophy, and it turns out, he's got 2 full turns on his curls, good length, just a beautiful, beautiful animal.
God, what a gorgeous trophy, huh?
I was really happy to get that animal, really, really happy.
Thank you.
Good shoot,
job.
bud.
Yeah,
Well
that was-
done.
Finally.
Congrats again, man. That's one of the holy grails of the antelopes.
Sure is. One of the animals that's only found here in Tanzania is the little diminutive Thompson's gazelle.
Let's go this way.
And we found a nice herd. We found really a herd ram. I mean, this was obviously the best one we had seen.
Oh, he's right here. Which one is he? Right there in front. Good.
And just kept moving in, and he was just kind of following the rest of the animals, oblivious to us. But we moved in and got close enough, got set up on sticks, and he just never stopped.
There he is coming up.
Yeah, just gotta stop. He kept walking.
Let's go closer. All right. He's just gotta stop. He won't stop.
He wasn't spooked, and we just worked behind some more bush.
Right there.
Got set up again. He's 150 yards away, something like that, walking along. Can you get him to stop?
Yep.
And it was just enough for him to stop, pause, look back, broadside shot.
Good shot, man.
Whew. Boom. And he met Mr. Winchester. Nice ram, huh?
Yep. He's a nice one. He's got the curls. And
Yeah, I saw that. Just gorgeous.
Ruts, he's a very nice one.
Oof. Itty bitty. Look at that. So just like the Gerenuk, you want them coming forward. Obviously, you saw the mass and said right away.
Exactly.
It's a good one.
You can see he's old.
Yeah.
You know, got big bases.
Yeah, he was the herd ram for sure. Yeah, wow, spectacular. What a great little stock. To get one of those and after so many years, so many trips to Tanzania, to finally close that deal as well was really a lot of fun. A little satisfaction in your hunting career as you move around and as that album of memories gets bigger and bigger. Harpreet is one of the great outfitters in the world. I mean, he runs such a tremendous operation in Tanzania. He's got fantastic places. But one of the comments that he made to me that I thought was pretty telling is he said, look, the average age of my hunters now are probably in the 70s.
And the younger generation is not really getting into the hunting. And I think this is one of the most important aspects, and we need to address and get that younger generation interested in hunting to be able to preserve these areas.
And so what's going on is there's a cultural pressure against hunting. And what we've got to address is the fact that hunting is conservation. Whether it's in America or it's in Africa, hunters have led the way. They've paid for conservation. They have the narrative. We have the narrative that's on our side. We have the facts. We just need to be able to articulate that to the mainstream.
You know, hunting is actually preserving a lot of habitat and doing a lot more than people realize. Without hunting, I would say 80% of the game in Tanzania would be gone. Because we have to realize that most of the wildlife is outside these national parks. And without that big range and habitat, wildlife numbers would drop drastically.
The mantra of an animal that pays, stays, holds true across Africa. And the model can be applied globally as well. These species are not threatened by bullets, they're threatened by bulldozers. And hunting revenue provides a pragmatic reason to preserve and to protect the thriving populations of wild game across Tanzania and the expansive habitat that supports these amazing species, from the massive elephant to the unique and stunning Gerenuk.
Ever since I saw a Gerenuk, I was like, what is that? And why is it mounted standing up, for crying out loud? Is it some kind of a cartoon or what's the deal? And then I dug into it and realized, oh, this is a really cool antelope. That's a female, huh?
Yeah.
Female. There's two to the right.
There it is.
The thick stuff.
Yeah.
It's quite a unique species because it actually feeds on its rear legs, so it stands up, and that's why it's called the giraffe antelope.
You see him? But only shoot if he gives you a broadside shot.
Sure enough, got on sticks, waited, and he turned and he stopped broadside, so it just gave me the perfect window.
There you go. Good. Mellow.
And that Winchester smacked him right behind the shoulder. He didn't go 25 yards, and there it was. This dream realized in a Gerenuk.
Well, congrats, man.
Thank you. What a crazy looking antelope, huh?
It is.
Just peculiar. E.T. won't be phoning home tonight.
Yeah.
Rather giraffe-like, isn't it? So they're browsers. They stand on their back legs. The only antelope that does that, right?
Yep.
And so they can purse the acacia leaves off the thorns. So they're taking the low stuff. The giraffe are taking the high stuff. Yep. And once you see one, it's just such an unusual, long-necked, bizarre kind of looking creature that it's just a very unique experience and something, you know, if you've taken everything else in Africa, don't forget about the Gerenuk. Very cool.
An important aspect of hunting is that everything here that we shoot is used and consumed. You know, Africa is a protein-consuming continent, and whether it's a gazelle or an elephant, we don't waste anything. Everything goes. The staff use it. We send it to the schools, the community, so they rely a lot on this. And so for some people, that's the only protein that they get.
The meat is distributed locally, while the hide and horns are carefully preserved for the trip back to the States. Harpreet and his team gave us a tour of the facilities and their careful curing, packing, and shipping process to ensure that no part of the animal is ever wasted.
So basically, after your safari, about 3 months, your trophies will be in this condition. They'll be put in crates, and they'll be on their way to you. We try to do a turnaround of about 4 months.
That's pretty fast.
No, exactly. And everything is, we do it from start to finish.
Got it.
So it's really nice when you take an animal, it stays with the one company you booked with. There's accountability, there's responsibility.
You've got extreme confidence that when your trophies come in from the field, that they're going to end up on your front doorstep when it's all over.
Any great storyteller knows that an ending matters. You have to land the plane. Ernest Hemingway rewrote the final pages of A Farewell to Arms 47 times before settling on his final draft. As we counted down to the final days of our safari, our final hunt brought this spectacular adventure to a perfect conclusion.
I've taken a lot of hartebeest across Africa, the Liechtensteins up here in Tanzania, the red hartebeest down south, but I had never taken the Coke's hartebeest, which has a very different horn configuration and just a sort of a Vizsla colored cape, which is interesting and beautiful.
And on this particular morning, we were driving in this open plains, and we found a lone bull in the distance.
A lot of brush right here.
He gave me this shot at about 125 yards.
Take him when you're ready.
Here we go.
Right, this way.
I was able to hit this bugger with one good shot, and I had been told, Harpreet said, look, these are some of the toughest animals that we have, and these hartebeests are always difficult to bring down. And I've got a 300 Win Mag, 180 grain bullets, busting through them, and finally he lays down. We go walking up, he gets up, starts going off again. I have to hit him one more time. A lot of brush there. He's dropping, there he goes.
Okay,
he's down. And he finally went down, but it was just this crazy tough. I had no idea they'd be that tough. Damn, I haven't seen a lot of these, but it looks pretty heavy.
Yeah, it's a nice old bull. We walked up on the hartebeest and found him there, and it was a great bull, nice heavy horns, a really good specimen.
Very different than the others, huh?
Yeah. No, it looks a lot different. It's got a long nose.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's actually, the unique thing is, you can only hunt these in Maasai land.
Okay.
There's no other
And
place.
this is the Coke's hartebeest, and I've taken Liechtensteins in Tanzania, but yeah.
Yeah. You also have the Lowells and the red hartebeest, but they're significantly different.
Yeah.
But this is a
Very
great
different.
one. They're tough animals to put down, as you've seen.
Man, I guess. Beautiful. Beautiful in their own little way. Ah, very cool.
Got a bit of wear.
Very cool, very fun. And they eat well. We've had some of these already, and they're delicious.
The memories forged in the crucible of a hunt do not fade away. Time spent with friends pursuing game in the wild is time well spent. These are the true treasures of any hunt. Maybe our old Grandpa Hemingway said it best. Leave me with my memories, my true, beautiful memories. Even more precious than snapshots forever locked in our brains is the knowledge that we are helping to preserve this magical land and these fantastic beasts, so that other hunters can walk in these same footsteps for generations to come.